Opening scene. Bright studio lights fade in. The host, Lisa Bennett, stands center stage with a big smile. The audience claps as upbeat music plays. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of Money Geniuses. I'm your host, Lisa Bennett, and tonight we've got a real treat for you. Our guest is a man who's cracked the code to financial success, an economist and master of finance who's here to share his wisdom with us. Born in the snowy streets of Toronto, Canada, he's seen it all. From the highs of Bay Street to the everyday struggles of regular folks like you and me. Please put your hands together for Paul Harvey. The crowd erupts in applause as Paul Harvey walks out, waving confidently. He's dressed in a sharp blazer, exuding charm and approachability. He shakes Lisa's hand and takes a seat. Paul, welcome to Money Geniuses. It's an honor to have you here. You spent years studying economics, crunching numbers, and helping people make sense of their money. But before we dive into the good stuff, tell us, who is Paul Harvey, and how did a kid from Toronto end up becoming a financial guru? Thanks, Lisa, it's great to be here. Well, I grew up in Toronto, where winters are long and wallets can feel pretty thin if you're not careful. My parents were hard-working folks. My dad was a mechanic, my mom a nurse, and they taught me early on that money doesn't grow on trees, even if we wished it did during those Canadian blizzards. I got hooked on economics in high school when I realized it's not just about numbers, it's about people, choices, and how we can live better. That curiosity took me through university, a master's in finance, and now here I am, trying to help folks keep more cash in their pockets. Love that. From Toronto snowstorms to financial stardom. All right, Paul, let's get to the meat of it. Our audience wants to know, what are the best ways to save money in our day-to-day lives? And why does managing finances matter so much? Lay it out for us. Absolutely, Lisa. Let's start with the why. Managing your finances isn't just about paying bills or avoiding debt. It's about freedom. When you control your money, you control your life. Think about it. How many of us have lost sleep over a surprise car repair or a rent hike? Good financial habits give you a buffer, a safety net, so you're not sweating the small stuff or the big stuff. And in today's world, with inflation creeping up and costs rising, every dollar you save is a dollar fighting for your future. Freedom, that's a powerful word. I think we all want that. So how do we get there? What's your first tip? All right, tip number 1, track your spending like a detective. I mean it. Get nosy with your own money. Most people don't realize where their cash goes. They'll say, oh, I just grab a coffee here, a sandwich there, and next thing you know, they've spent $200 a month on lattes and deli meat. I had a client once, a young guy named Mark from Vancouver. He swore he was broke because his rent was too high. I asked him to track every penny for 30 days. Turns out he was dropping $15 a day on takeout coffee and snacks. That's $450 a month. He could have saved half of that by brewing at home and packing a lunch. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about knowing where your money's sneaking off to. Ha! So Mark was basically funding a coffee empire instead of his savings account. I'm guilty of that too. Those lattes add up. What's next? Tip 2. Embrace the power of small wins. Saving doesn't have to feel like climbing Mount Everest. Start with something tiny but consistent. For example, let's talk subscriptions. Those sneaky little vampires sucking your bank account dry. I bet half the people watching have a gym membership they haven't used since January 3rd, or a streaming service they forgot they signed up for. Cancel one thing you don't use and redirect that $10 or $20 a month into a savings account. It's not sexy, but it adds up. Imagine this, $20 a month saved with a modest 5% interest over 10 years turns into almost $3,000. That's a vacation, a new couch, or just peace of mind. Ooh, I like that. Small wins turning into big rewards. I might need to audit my Netflix situation after this. What else you got, Paul? Tip 3. Cook like your grandma. Seriously, food is a budget buster for most people. Eating out or ordering delivery is convenient, but it's a financial trap. I'll give you an example. My wife and I used to grab takeout 3 nights a week. Let's say $40 a pop. That's $120 a week, over $6,000 a year. We switched to cooking at home, and now we spend maybe $50 a week on groceries for the same meals. That's a $5,000 difference. Plus, I've mastered my mom's Toronto-style shepherd's pie. Ground beef, mashed potatoes, a little Canadian flair. It's cheaper, tastier, and I get bragging rights at dinner parties. Shepherd's pie savings. I'm sold. So tracking spending, small wins, cooking at home. Why do you think people struggle to stick with these habits? Great question. Lisa, it's all about mindset. We live in a world that screams, spend now, worry later. Ads everywhere, social media showing off perfect lives. It's tempting to keep up. But here's the thing. Saving isn't about saying no to fun. It's about saying yes to bigger dreams. I had a friend, Sarah, who wanted to travel Europe. She was a teacher, not rolling in dough, but she saved $5,000 in 2 years. By cutting back on clothes, shopping, and eating out, she went to Paris, Rome, London, all because she said yes to that goal instead of yes to every impulse buy. That's inspiring. Sarah's sipping espresso in Paris while I'm over here impulse buying throw pillows. Okay, Paul, let's get practical. Give us one more tip, something we can start tomorrow. Here's a fun one. Play the 24-hour game. Before you buy anything non-essential, a new gadget, a pair of shoes, wait 24 hours. If you still want it, go for it. Most of the time, that urge fades and you've just saved yourself some cash. I tried this with a fancy espresso machine last year. Day 1, I was obsessed. Day 2, I realized my $10 drip coffee maker works just fine. Saved $300 and no regrets. It's like giving your wallet a cooling off period. The 24-hour game, I love it. It's like a financial timeout. All right, Paul, let's zoom out. Why does all this matter so much in the grand scheme of things? It's simple but profound, Lisa. Life throws curveballs. Job loss, medical bills, a leaky roof. Good financial management means you're ready. But it's more than that. It's about building a future you're excited about. I've seen people transform their lives by saving smart. Take my Uncle Jim in Toronto. He was a factory worker, not rich by any stretch, but he saved $200 a month for 30 years. Retired at 65 with a nest egg that let him travel, spoil his grandkids, and live on his terms. That's the power of discipline. On the flip side, I've seen folks with big salaries end up broke because they didn't manage what they had. Money's a tool. Use it right, and it builds your life. Ignore it, and it controls you. Wow, Uncle Jim's living the dream while the rest of us are learning the hard way. Paul, you've dropped so much wisdom tonight. Tracking spending, small wins, cooking, the 24-hour game. I think our audience is ready to take charge of their wallets. Before we go, any final words of encouragement? Absolutely. Start small. Be patient and celebrate the wins. Saving isn't a punishment, it's a superpower. You don't need to be a genius to manage money, you just need to care enough to try. And hey, if a kid from Toronto can figure it out, so can you. The audience cheers as Lisa stands up, clapping. Paul Harvey, everyone, economist, finance master, and apparently a shepherd's pie chef extraordinaire. Thank you for joining us on Money Geniuses. Folks, if you want more tips, check out Paul's book, Cash Clarity, on shelves now. Until next time, keep your money smart and your dreams big. Good night.